maybe, and you should analyze because this messed me up for a long time, maybe you're just trying to over-rationalize or over-dissect your goals because in truth, a part of you doesn't believe you can actually get them. So I want to touch on a topic that is very actually nuanced, and I barely even hear anyone talk about it, which is the fact that your ego is also part of your authenticity. The fact that you want a Lamborghini, or the fact that you want more women, or the fact that you want a better social dating life, or more money, whatever, is actually authentic and it's actually healthy. And it means that you have high standards. You see, I think one of the most important traits that we must have with ourselves is being brutally honest. And by being brutally honest, you can actually assess what it is that you want, and you can actually have a compass to go towards your goals. At the same time, I also believe that it's important to actually analyze the reasons why we want these goals and actually dissect them so that we're not being manipulated or we're not being led towards a path of false hope. And so these are two very important points when you're trying to analyze yourself and trying to analyze your desires and where you want to go in life. We're conditioned to not have big goals or not be ambitious. So if you say to your friends, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini in 5 years, they're like, you're crazy. Who do you think you are? You're arrogant. I mean, maybe not your friends, but you know what I mean? Like if you tell a random person in society, they're like, oh, you're arrogant. Who do you think you are? You think you're better than us, blah, blah, blah. And like these people are like the crabs in the bucket saying, where they're like at the bottom and they just don't want to see people succeed. They don't believe it's possible. And so like, you probably don't even listen to these people anymore. So I know that this is not too relevant for you, and maybe this is where this is more relevant. Once you start getting into spirituality and once you start getting into this kind of like more esoteric and let's say higher consciousness content, you start trying to dissolve your things from a different perspective, and you can start being aware of your ego. And so many of our desires, many of our goals can come from ego. And it's as I said, it's very important to be mindful of that. For example, let's say that I want to have a Lamborghini in 5 years. I can clearly see how, okay, I want to have a Lamborghini, but why? Because I want to flex in front of my friends, but why? Because I was insecure and I was bullied in middle school. And I believe that, yes, you should try and let go of these traumas, and you should try to let go of all the things that are leading to your insecurity. And we talk a lot about that in this channel. But another thing that I believe we actually do too much of, probably the people who this channel is attracting from I don't know, I'm guessing, but maybe, and you should analyze because this messed me up for a long time, maybe you're just trying to over-rationalize or over-dissect your goals because in truth, a part of you doesn't believe you can actually get them. So let that sink in. You actually try and rationalize that you don't want your goals. You start thinking, yeah, but the Lamborghini is just my ego talking. I don't want it. It's just my ego talking. You know, can you see what you're doing there? You're basically saying, I don't believe I can get it, so I'm going to try and dissect out of it. What you're trying to do is called spiritual bypassing, and it's something that I've been doing for a long time. And it takes me a long time to realize that, because the fact is, I'm only saying, yes, maybe my ego wants a Lamborghini, yes, but so what? So what? What if I got the Lamborghini? And then maybe I could be like, oh, okay, actually, I don't like it. Wouldn't that be better than just to be like, no, I don't want it. It's just my ego. I believe that trying to bypass your ego is like trying to bypass hunger or thirst, because your ego is just a mechanism of your body. Obviously, you don't feel it as a physical sensation, but it's in your mind. And that's okay. It's okay to have an ego. It's okay to quench your thirst, and it's okay to quench your ego from time to time. I think it's really unhealthy to only live from that place. I think you shouldn't just do everything based on your ego, but I don't think it's also healthy to try and suppress your desires, your egoic desires. So in that sense, I want you to be very mindful of the times where you're actually just trying to rationalize your goals away, rationalize your desires away, because they're part of you. Just like hunger is part of you, just like thirst is part of you, your ego is also part of you. And so you should embrace it. That's my take here. So if you like this kind of content, subscribe, because I'll be making more videos like this in the future. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.